Hello, everybody. This is CJ Wiley with more adventures on the road. We were talking about crazy handicaps and spots that we've given up in our pool career. And the slang term is weight. The first time I heard about weight was in Columbia, Missouri. I was playing this guy named Keith, and I beat him, playing for like 20 a game. And he quit, and he said, "Man, you're going to have to give me some weight. I can't beat you." I said, "Weight? What do you mean by that?" He goes, "Oh, come on. Quit trying to hustle me. You know what weight is." I was like, "Not really. What is it?" And he said, "It's a handicap." He says, "You play better than me, so you should give me a handicap, and it'd be fair." And he said, I was like, "Well, what kind of handicap do I need to give you?" And he said, "Well, I think it'd be fair if you gave me the 7 and the 8 and the 9. So if I make the 7, 8, or 9, I win. If you make the 9, you win." So I thought about that for a second, and I was like, "Yeah, that sounds fair." So we started playing, and I was ahead of him for a while, like 3 or 4 hours. But then the weight started kicking in, and he started making it on the break and combinations. And that weight can get heavy when they're especially making it on the break and out of rotation combinations. You can lose a lot of games pretty quick, and that's what happened. And we broke about even, and I quit. And I said, "I think I'm giving you too much weight." so that was really my first experience with giving up weight. But in my career, I've made several $100,000 giving up weight. So it was a big deal on the road, especially when you got to make your living gambling, and there's a lot of people that will play you and see pretty quick that they can't play you even, so they do need weight. And I've given up some crazy handicaps in Detroit. I gave Cletus up there the 9-4, and his scratches don't count. So I had to make 9 balls in my pocket. He had to make 4 balls in his to win, but his scratches didn't count. So he could just push out the ball and play me safe and didn't even have to hit a ball. So that can be a pretty big handicap. Now, what the sharp pool players and hustlers know is when you give them that game, what ends up happening is they start pushing out safe and really not helping their table layout. So they're kind of wasting innings. So just because they don't owe a ball if they roll out doesn't necessarily mean that's an advantage to them. Because in one pocket, you want to try to improve your table layout every time you shoot. So if you can't make a shot, you want to play safe and definitely not leave them a shot at their pocket. But you also want to break out trouble balls. You want to maneuver balls closer to your pocket. You want to position balls where it cuts off banks to your opponent's pocket. There's a lot of clever things that you can do to improve your table layout. So it doesn't just have to be, making the ball and running out. Boy, I'm up here in the mountains. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going here. So yeah, but probably the craziest handicap that I ever gave out was to a guy named Ruben in Dallas. And Ruben was in a business that made a lot of money. So we used to gamble quite a bit, and he beat me out of 3,500 one night pitching coins. And we were pitching, we had like an obstacle course set up. This was at my pool room after hours. I locked the doors, and it was just me and him in there. And we're throwing for like 200 and 300 a pitch, and we had like almost like a golf course set up where we would pitch to these tables. I had 40 pool tables in my pool room, so I could set up quite an obstacle course. I'm getting down here in the in no man's land here. It's a meat packing, Washington County meat packing, it says. Custom processing and sales. I started seeing a bunch of cattle and not much civilization, so I figured I'd turn around. So I gave Ruben the 5 and the break. And we played races to 5. We started out for like 200 and then moved it up to 300, 400, 500. But as a matter of fact, he ran one of the sets out where I didn't get to shoot in a race to 5 with the 5 and a break. But at that time, I was really getting my game together where, and I'm going to show you how this works, but I get into a zone where it's like every shot is the same. And I know that sounds far out, but there is a system and a technique for it. And like I said, in past videos, my alignment is the same. It's either center to center or center to edge on every shot. And I create the angles the same. That's what I'm going to show that is such an advantage, is when you learn how to preset that angle so that it's like a check and a balance. But that's another story. Back to Ruben. So I beat him with the 5 and a break. He's getting ready to quit, and I said, I'll give you the 4 and a break. So he says, man, I got to take that. So I gave him the 4 and a break, and I beat him with the 4 and a break. Then he's going to quit again. I said, I'll give you the 3 and a break. So he took it. And we're playing for a lot of money here. We're playing for like $500 races to 5 at that time. So I beat him with the 3 in the break, and I won. I was almost 10,000 winner. I think I won 9,600. So anyway, he quit, put his stick away and everything, and he was walking towards the door. And we'd been playing for a while, so we were both, but I was in like dead stroke. He had to like break and run out to whatever ball he got to be able to win, because if he didn't, I would outmove him and get the shot and run out. So as he's getting close to the door, I said, Ruben, I'll give you the 2 in the break. He stopped and hesitated for like 3 seconds, turned around, and walked back to me, got right in front of me, and he said, listen, he said, I don't want you to ever tell anybody that you offered me the 2 in the break and I wouldn't play. I said, you got a deal. But there's a statute of limitations. So I think the statute of limitations is up. So I thought I would tell that story, but the 2 in the break, Omaha John used to tell me, that was the ideal way to beat, shortstops or lesser players out of the maximum money, is to give them some kind of a wild spot and just outrun the Nutz, is what we called it. And like I said, I could go on for a long time on the topic of weight and how much weight I've given up in my career. If you got a story of your own of giving up some kind of wild handicap, I'd like to hear it. And go ahead and you can ask any question. I'm going to start talking a lot more about aiming and how my whole system comes together as I release this Super Stroke and Super Stance trainer. Because, we're about ready. And my audio book is done. So I just got a text from my partner before I started this video that the audio book is done. So I'm going to give it a once through, and then we'll be able to release that before Christmas, which I thought was going to be kind of my target. It's hard to rush some of these things because I don't want to take a chance at substituting quickness for getting sloppy at all, because I'm really happy with how this book came out, and I think you're going to enjoy it. And it's got actually the story about me and Keith playing in Columbia with the weight, and yeah, I'm out in the middle of nowhere. Anyway, till next time, this is CJ. I'll talk with you soon.